Most people think graphic design is this special creative gift you either have or you don't, but that's completely wrong. Graphic design is just a set of principles, and once you understand them, everything you create, your presentations, your social media posts, your reports, all of it starts looking like a professional made it. I spent years studying what separates designs that actually work from ones that get ignored. And I can tell you, it comes down to a handful of core principles that most people never learn. So give me the next few minutes and I'll walk you through every single one. By the end, you'll understand design better than 90% of the people making visuals right now. So let's get started. First, the single most important concept in all of graphic design is visual hierarchy. And it's the one thing most people completely ignore. Visual hierarchy means controlling what the viewer sees first, then second, and third. Every design is a conversation, and hierarchy is the order you speak in. Think about the last time you looked at a flyer or a social media post and your eyes just bounced around with no idea where to land. That's broken hierarchy. Now, think about it as a design where you immediately knew the focal point. You saw the headline, then the supporting detail, then the call to action. That's visual hierarchy in action and working exactly as it was intended to. Over here, you can see there's just a lot going on. We're not really sure where to concentrate. There is something to look at every single place you go. And this one, you might even think, hey, that looks a little better, but it's not. It's the same thing. There's no clear entry point on, like, do you go top to bottom to top, left to right? You're not really sure. So here are some good examples I wanted to just point out. Like, this is a book cover, which I think usually is the epitome of something that has to have a good visual hierarchy so people know where to look as soon as they see it. And the book covers that are laid out for you as examples inside of Piktochart are spot on, perfect, and you can replace the images and then you know exactly what to do with the title, the subtitle, and the whole written by at the bottom. Visual hierarchy is about what you see. Alignment and spacing are about what you feel. And this is the thing that separates a design that looks homemade from one that looks professional. Most people can't even articulate why one design looks polished and another one looks off, but they can sense something is wrong. Everything in a good design sits on an invisible grid. Elements line up with each other. The space between things is consistent and intentional. And when those two things are executed correctly, the design feels trustworthy. Alignment and spacing over here is kind of all over the place. So there is uneven spacing. It's very random. You're not sure where to go. There's some cute images here, but it doesn't look like it's very cohesive or well thought out. Same thing over here. I think they were trying to emphasize the word passion, but instead you're just kind of like a little overwhelmed by all of the letters that don't really go together and are hard to read. Again, if we head over to Piktochart, some great examples here are magazine covers. A good magazine cover, like the template that I found here on Piktochart, is excellent at showing you this is probably a fashion magazine, also reinforced by the word couture. But we also have the date, the fashion, the barcode, everything else seems perfectly laid out. But next is where most people go wrong. They skip all of that and jump straight to the third concept we're about to talk about, and that's color. Color is like the easiest, most obvious way to make something look good. And because of that, beginners tend to overdo it, like adding more and more color, thinking this will make the design more interesting, when actually it does the complete opposite. And that's exactly why most amateur designs look like a rainbow exploded on the page. So the counterintuitive truth about color is that less is almost always more. So professional designers typically work with 2, maybe 3 colors, and that's it. There's like one primary color that carries the brand or the emotion, and a secondary that supports it, and maybe one accent for emphasis. But the reason this works is because color is a signal, and that signal gets diluted every time you add more of it. So when everything is colorful, nothing stands out. But when you're disciplined with color, the moments you do use it hit 10 times harder. So this is too many colors, right? I'm sure it was supposed to be exciting and fun. Same thing over here. Someone probably thought more is better, especially when advertising a black light. We head over to my favorite tool, Piktochart. You are going to see that you can have something very beautiful for Easter using just 2 colors. We have pink. We've used a white as an accent color. And this to me looks really great and cohesive and well put together. There are many more examples inside Piktochart, but I just want to show you that big contrast between this, which is just kind of overwhelming, and just limiting yourself to 2 colors. And like I said, accents would just be a black or a white. While color sets the mood, there's something even more important that most people completely overlook, which is typography. So typography is responsible for how your design feels more than almost any other element. And most people treat it like an afterthought. They pick whatever font looks cool and call it a day. But there's so much more to it than that. You'll have a primary font and then a secondary font. And then within there, each letter needs to be scaled in relation to the other letters. And then your kerning, your tracking, and your leading, they all work together to shape how your design is perceived. So use no more than 2 fonts. One for headings, serif body. So that alone will save you tons of time. This is a great example of when people really want to use typography to make it more artistic and they end up just going a little overboard. Same thing on here, trying to use cute fonts to emphasize what's going on, but instead people are just a little confused and there's just too much design going on with the type. Now, Piktochart has a really great example of being able to do a nice contrast with some text and images that immediately draw your eye, look nice and polished and professional without overwhelming you. Same thing, Christmas. It can have just some nice little elements inside of there and not detract from the message that is here. And there is, like we said before, visual hierarchy. There's big letters to draw you to exactly what you should go, and smaller letters and more details and different uses of upper and lowercase and different spacing and kerning and leading all going on, already done for you right here inside Piktochart. But there's a principle that amplifies all of them at once, and that's concept number 5, which is contrast. So contrast is simply the difference between 2 elements, and the bigger the difference, the more your eye is drawn to it. And this principle applies to everything. Like big text next to small text creates hierarchy through contrast. A bold color on a neutral background creates emphasis through contrast. The mistake most people make is being too subtle. Like they'll use a dark gray header on a medium gray background and wonder why nothing pops. So like if you want something to stand out, make the contrast obvious. So I wanted to put some text here because usually that is the first thing that you notice with bad contrast. You can't even read the words. You're not sure what's going on. Were there words there? Was that a mistake? Now, this isn't to say that having different colors is always going to have better contrast, because as you can see here, the blue on the red, it's really hard to read, but the red on the light red looks great. Now, Piktochart over here, this is, I think, a beautiful example of using the same kind of color scheme. So again, like I said, you don't have to use really different colors. You just have to make sure they have a good contrast. So instantly you can see it. It shouldn't be something that the viewer should ever have to think about. It should just kind of work. Every principle I've covered so far, they all have one thing in common, and that is that they work better when there's less competing for attention. So simplicity isn't about making things boring or minimal. It's about removing everything that doesn't serve the message. So every element on your page should earn its place. So if you can remove something and the design still communicates clearly, remove it. So that wasted space isn't wasted. It's giving things that matter room to breathe. And that is the real secret. So this one is trying to do a lot of information all at once. And just in case you missed it on the left, they tried to like blow it up on the right to help emphasize it. But again, it's just too much. And this happens a lot with information. As you can see, JCPenney trying to advertise everything above the fold, which I get, you want to like catch people's eye, but sometimes it's just too much information. So this is one of those things where you're like, oh, I wish I had thought of it like when I see these designs, because you have your visuals over here. This kind of has a pretty flow. You have different colors going on. It has good contrast, nice hierarchy. Like It is, I would say, spot on A+ in terms of an infographic. This, again, also has a lot of information, but it's telling you exactly where to look. It has some icons in there in case you just wanted to look at those really quickly. The color contrast is excellent, and just overall, aesthetically, it looks very pleasing how everything is laid out. Now that you've got the principles down, the question becomes, where's graphic design actually heading? Because these foundations aren't going away, but the way people use them is shifting fast. So click this video here because I break down the biggest changes happening in graphic design right now, like what's working, what's dying, and what you need to pay attention to if you want to stay ahead. I'll see you over there.